Good evening. This is Jeff McWaine with a breaking news story on the legendary computer giant Hewlett-Packard executives. The company's had a long history of behaving badly and not conforming to ethics laws. And what you are about to hear is definitely a very costly lesson. It's a story that began as early as 2006 when high-level executives of the powerhouse company Hewlett-Packard were engaged in a scandal to spy on their own board members to determine if certain members of the high-profile team were leaking information to the media, and wound up replacing many of their managing team. The company has had a long history of getting in trouble with the law, and today they continue to engage in practices that is continuously landing the legal team in front of the legal system for bribery charges. The latest subsidiary of the company to be challenged by our legal system is the foreign firm ZAO Hewlett-Packard's AO, which is based out of Russia. According to the Federal Law and News Dispatch, management teams often set up slush funds which were specifically set aside and utilized for bribe payments. If this wasn't bad enough, apparently they created multiple shell companies and offshore bank accounts to launder the money in hopes of not getting caught by the government. And evidence has revealed that they employ two sets of books, which they track their payments through anonymous email accounts, prepaid mobile phones, and also arrange covert meetings to hand off large amounts of cash. Further investigation has revealed that this major conglomerate organization has been engaging in practices for more than a decade, as reported by the U.S. News Service. Reports that these officials actually pled guilty today to felony violations of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, and they were then sentenced for bribing government officials to secure a large technology contract for the Office of the Prosecutor General of the Russian Federal Foundation. This is the most disturbing practice and a problem that many multinational companies are involved in with some various degrees of this practice to gain competitive advantage, because it is hard to establish business in a lot of foreign countries without paying off low-level officials who are responsible for basically taking and gathering information for approval and then forwarding it up to the top officials before it can be approved. It has also been discovered that the other affiliate companies that they had, which were in Poland and Mexico, were also being investigated for similar scandals of bribery. The investigation was conducted by the Justice Department and the Security Exchange Commission, and they uncovered trails of bags of cash, jewelry, and tours of the Grand Canyon in 3 foreign countries as a result of Hewlett-Packard actually agreed to pay $108 million in fines, penalties, forfeitures, disgorgements, interest, and penalties. The executives of Hewlett-Packard violated the actions to ensure the company operated honorably and ethically of the company's corporate social strategy and damaged its reputation in the United States and foreign markets during the process. Organizations have to practice social corporate responsibility when conducting business overseas and clearly understand that under the table pay scandals of Hewlett-Packard and its business practices failed to balance their strategic actions to ensure shareholders were protected and a good corporate ethics rules were followed. It appears from the review of the facts and evidence presented in this case, some of the companies led by high-level executives will do whatever it takes to enter business markets regardless of the risk. This company must complete top-to-bottom review of its business processes to ensure these types of business practices are eradicated from their daily competitive strategy immediately if they want to regain the trust of our legal authorities. Furthermore, a code of ethics is needed to be adopted, and every employee in the company should be required to receive this training, and it needs to be documented in their employee records. It appears from the review of the facts and the evidence presented, some companies and executives will do whatever it takes to enter the new business markets, regardless of the risk. Thank you for listening, and have a great evening.